start with, if we could, the announcement of the postponement of the Maud Lewis trip to China. Do you have any concerns in light of how much work your government's done on cultivating that relationship, that this could be a sign that the broader political issues between our country and theirs may be starting to affect Nova Scotia?
No, I mean, obviously the delay is disappointing. We were hoping to be there this spring, but it's on cancellation. It's a delay. My hope is that I'll be back in China myself at least once or twice the remainder of this year to deal with, continue to promote not only the great seafood products that we have, but continue to build on the cultural exchange.
On the note of seafood, has there been any indication of any change vis-a-vis business between us and them when it comes to that?
No, none that I've seen and none that I've heard of. Continue to look at our world-class product, so we haven't seen any.
So your antennas weren't raised in any way because it was kind of sudden, and you know what's going on in the.
Well, it came in around the boat. I mean, obviously, it's obviously the conversation between our two national governments have obviously are causing some concern. But the reality of it is, they didn't cancel it. They've delayed it, and we'll continue to make sure that we build that link. It's an important. The province of Guangdong province is where we were going. That is an important province for Nova Scotia. It's where the bulk of our seafood goes. It's where we believe we can build the cultural exchange, and it's where we believe the tourism growth will come for us. So, as I said, I'm going back there at least once, if not twice this year, to continue to build that relationship.
Were those trips always planned, or is this part of, are you trying to mitigate the impact?
No, I went twice last year. I'll go again. I'll do the same this year. I typically go in the fall to in and around some seafood expo events that are there. And this coming spring, I'm going to try to, if my schedule can work, that I'll end up trying to do two. Last year I was a little earlier in the winter, and then late in the fall.
What do you make of what's happening?
Well, I mean, they postponed it, obviously. I mean, listen, our two national governments are had different views on what's happening in and around certain files. We've seen the cancellation of other products, but the fact that we received this, that it's a delay, postponed it for a period of time, not canceling it outright, is still a good sign, we feel. And we look forward to continuing to partner with them to ensure that we can continue to have that exchange.
Premier, with respect to the bill the NDP introduced today calling for a green jobs plan initiative, do you feel or do you have any concerns that your government is leaving economic development opportunities on the table by not pursuing that initiative aggressively enough?
No, I haven't seen their bill, but I'll have a look at their bill, but I don't. Efficiency Nova Scotia, which is arm's length from us, laid out information and data that says they'll see growth of about 5% GDP when you look at the rest of the economy at 2%. Those are positive growth signs. And many of the programs they're geared toward is really around economic development, supporting small business who are helping us as individuals reduce our carbon footprint.
With regard to the Environmental Goals and Sustainability Act, where is your government on that? My understanding that perhaps it's up for some renewal or revisiting. Do you have any knowledge of that?
I think it's there's an automatic renewal in it. I don't know the details where it is, but I can tell you we're committed to the principles of that. We continue to move towards reducing our carbon footprint. As I said in the question period, we're at 30% below 2005. We'll be below 50 without doing anything else, which we know we will. We'll continue to make those investments, and we're at 12.6 around protected lands. I think it is 12.6 or 7% towards our 13% goal. And the other important part of that, which is always left out, which is economic growth. And the unemployment is all-time low. We continue to see investments, retaining more young people in our economy. So we believe not only can we do what's right for the environment, but we can also continue to grow the economy.
I believe that Expo was supposed to be updated last year, so it's overdue. Is that not a priority?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure the date. So it'd be better for the minister, but that minister would be able to so I don't know the timeline around it or the circumstances. So better for the minister.
Considering it's not that long ago that Canadians were detained in China, why is it that you aren't more concerned about this relationship, or why are you so optimistic that will still happen in the future?
I didn't say I wasn't concerned. Obviously, all Canadians are concerned. What we are, though, it's an important relationship that we need to continue to move forward. There's obviously the issues going on around the wireless network with the company out of China, but we still need to. They're our second largest trading partner. We need to continue to nurture that relationship to make sure that our products and goods and services continue to get into the that economy.
Premier, why at this point, since the ferry has been restarted between Yarmouth and Maine, why has there not been an economic impact analysis conducted?
I think one of the things that we've noticed is, we knew there would be a major investment required in the early starts of this. There's been a number of changes. We've seen the benefit, though, that we've seen in the economy, the investments happening in and around Yarmouth, the investments that is taking place, not just by the company, but we're seeing it at Rod's Hotels, as I said, other operators. What we have said and what we committed to is when we get stability into that marketplace, we get that service stable there, then that would be a priority.
And how would you define stability?
Well, we need to obviously we're changing ports again, so we need to have a consistent service. I think that's one of the things that's been demonstrated in the tourism sector, particularly around bus traffic. It was always the issue that they need a year in advance to plan, and they need to make sure that that's there. We'll continue to, when we have the Conservative Party continuing to malign the company that's running that operation, it's difficult. So we're continuing to make sure that we best do what we can to make sure that we provide that consistent service to the community.
Premier, the Bay Ferries is now opposing the PEC party's appeal of freedom of information question. Who's paying the legal bill for Bay Ferries? Will it be the province?
No, it'll be Bay Ferries.
So they won't be remitting that?
No.
Premier, Catherine Tully has serious concerns about a bill before the House.
I'm not sure who's paying the Conservative Party. The taxpayer? That's a very good question.
It's the caucus.
That's taxpayer money. That's a very good question.
Right. Well, both sides will be paid by the taxpayer. The provinces.
The company, we're not their only client.
Right.
No, but I mean the province is the main party in that.
Private companies grow the economy. Private companies drive good jobs. That's what they're doing.
Well,
anyway, she has a serious problem with the Credit Union Act, and the minister said they're just going to go ahead with it despite Tully's concerns. Both she and the minister, Mr. Glavine, both said that neither of them had consulted her on provisions in their bill that deal with the FOIPOP Act. And I'm wondering, why doesn't your government consult with her on matters of
every department that we have has a FOIPOP officer in it. They would be part of us drafting that piece of legislation. I think the concerns that she raised, I think the superintendent of the credit unions reached out to her. What her complaint was unrelated to the issue that she pointed out. It was actually not an actual issue with the bill. It was in and around individual information, not corporate. So, but as we go through that, every department would have a FOIPOP officer that would be part of that piece of legislation as we look at it.
But surely, Premier, there's no FOIPOP officer in this province with the level of expertise or tenure that Catherine Tully has in that field. Wouldn't it make sense to consult the foremost expert in the province on the subject?
I'm not sure that, I don't know the length of time that the FOIPOP officers work for government have been in those positions, but there's been in every department high quality people working on behalf of Nova Scotians. And whenever Ms. Tully has issues with government, she certainly communicates that to us. The Law Amendments Committee was a great opportunity where she expressed issues on not only that bill, she expressed issues on the Heritage Bill as well, all of which were taken into account. We reached out, had people reach out to her to address and look at the issues that she raised, and came to the conclusion that what she was looking for and the issues that she had actually weren't present in the bill.
That's not what Tully has told me.
Well, the issue is she looked for is individual information. That's simply not in that bill. And the other one around the Heritage Act would be that we would be doing appointments, right, which was actually inaccurate.
She did say that the Heritage Act, that issue was resolved, but
there was actually no issue with it. She was mistaken.
Right. But she.
No, but I think that's an important piece.
Okay, but it got resolved.
But you're describing as the foremost expert, when we're actually talking about the people in our department who actually were working for government, actually laid out a piece of legislation that clearly did not have the issue. So I think it's important, and let's be fair. Let's be fair to everybody.
Perhaps if you consulted with her, then that wouldn't be an issue.
Actually, I think that's how we resolve. We call her. I don't know.
All right, but in terms of the act, the Credit Union Act, she still has problems with it.
Some of them are privacy issues. They're not just about release of information.
We as the superintendent of the Credit Union Act reached out, addressed those issues. I'm sure that if those concerns are being addressed, they'll be raised in the House. We feel very confident that we've done protected the information and answered her questions.